Welcome, I am Alexi Angel Fox. I really did not want to make this video, however I have seen a lot of misinformation about R2 lately, and I felt the need I had to address it in some ways, so, that is exactly what I did. Let's start with this screenshot, which shows a person, writing in a form of broken Japanese, to Mazin, asking about the existence of the past and future music for R2. Mazin replies stating that there is only the present music. People have been using this screenshot to try and prove that the future and past music for R2 was never composed. However, this can be easily debunked once you realize that Mazin misunderstood the question, because of how poorly it was worded. Apparently the user who made that message used Google Translate to convert their question in Japanese, while people should always use DeepL for these kinds of questions, since it is much more accurate than Google Translate. So, basically Mazin misunderstood the question. He is probably talking about how the present music is the only one which made it into the final game, in the form of Little Planet. We know that the other themes for R2 were made simply because we have proof of it with Techno Power Mix, and we also know that Sonic Stream is related to R2, however we don't know 100% if it is a remix of A Good Future, or if it is just a very different remix of the present theme, but my logic pushes me to believe the first option. We also know that all the time zone music for Sonic CD was composed at the same time, since we can hear bits of the future music in the present theme, meaning that the composers were making some kind of puzzle with these songs, combining different sections to try and create something new from it. People also claim that it is impossible for Sonic Stream to be a remix of the Good Future theme, which is completely false and untrue, because it is clearly related in some way to Dubious Depths. The chords, bass line, and other elements are very similar to Dubious Depths' present theme. There is a video online that explains this much better than I did, so I'd suggest you to check it out. One of the main points I see people reference when talking about this is that Sonic Stream is too long to be a remix of The Good Future. Useless to say that this makes absolutely no sense, since most remixes tend to extend the duration of the song, and I showed numerous times how it is possible to compress Sonic Stream in a normal Sonic CD song length with my remixes of it, so everyone that claims that Sonic Stream is not related to R2 is just being objectively wrong. The only speculation we can do about it is whether or not it is a remix of The Good Future or a sophisticated remix of the present. I would also like to mention this screenshot, which shows Mazin stating that the reason for R2's removal was because the music did not fit into the disc. This confirms that more music for the level was made, debunking those claims. People also claim that the statue room in Wacky Workbench is not related to R2, something that I actually believed until some time ago too. However, what made me change idea is the evidence for it being related in some way to R2. I explained this a lot better in my last R2 discussion video. However, to make things short, it looks like Marble Zone, and no, my eyes are not lying. What I see is a reimagination of Marble Zone's tiles, with the presence of pillars too, which look a lot like the ones found in Marble Zone. There are also the metal pipes in the Bad Future, but I already talked about that in my previous video, so I will avoid repeating myself. What I believe is that Mazin might have been lying to us or misremembering details when saying that the statue room is not related to R2, which is again, normal for an almost 60-year-old man to misremember stuff that had happened more than 30 years ago. I also believe it is likely for him to just have been lying or trolling us, since he clearly does not like when people ask him about R2. I'd probably start trolling my own fans too if I was faced with questions I did not want to answer. At the end of the day, most of what we talk about in this channel is just speculation, with various degrees of accuracy, and people who make such claims about R2 are also making speculations, so, don't let you be fooled and believe that those are actual truths, since again, most of this is speculation at the end of the day.